Okay, Sagittarius. So the first thing I'm getting for March Madness is that the full moon is going to have us gutting our homes, like beyond organized. Okay. The home sector, there's going to be a lot of rearranging one way or another, even if you're clean and decluttered and, spring cleaning, all that is really going to be a theme. And that seems oddly specific, but that's what's happening. There's some aspects that this full moon makes to your 10th house. So also Saturn's moving into Pisces that same exact day. Saturn's been in Capricorn. Saturn's been in Aquarius for like the past 2 years. So this is moving into our 5th house. No, I'm sorry. Our 4th house. See, I'm getting ahead of myself. March is going to be really quick. It's going to go by really fast, and if you aren't present in March, it's going to feel like it didn't happen. You're going to feel robbed of 30 days. Okay, so let's slow down and be present. Saturn moving into our 4th house, where the sun already is going to do like a checklist for a benefit, a checklist of everything that is working and everything that is not. The things that are not working, if you continue to do them, are going to not work even harder. Thank you, Saturn, for showing us efficiency and productivity. But productivity isn't everything, but right now it does matter. Okay, I'm gonna get into the cards, but this full moon's gonna be a big one. And as you're doing these things, as you're cleaning out, you're gonna notice your thoughts are changing a little bit. You're gonna get like new ideas, and these are very specific to you yourself. Okay, and they'll come to you. And you'll know this because it's not something that you thought before. New ideas. We have the Chariot, the 7 of Cups, and the 2 of Pentacles. So when these new ideas start flooding in, okay, and it's just going to keep coming. It's Pisces season. It's very fluid out here. The energy, the veil's kind of thin. Towards the end of the month, it's going to be like a boost to whatever you've done previously earlier in the month, right? But we'll get there. So as these thoughts are coming in, as you're thinking of these new $1 million ideas, you're going to receive them, and you might not be 100% on them, right? If it's a new idea, it's like the first baby stages of any creation. You might be confused and be like, oh, how can I do that? How can I manage all this? Okay, it might seem like more of a load than you can carry, or more of a load than you're willing to carry. Mars being directly across from us for so long has had some interesting effects, I think. And that's just one of many changes that are happening this month, okay? But that's towards the end, so it's going to start around the full moon, if it hasn't already, in Pisces season. It's definitely going to be really obvious around the full moon. I think some silence. Some people don't like silence, but I think some like little silence therapy, like just go someplace, maybe in nature, just someplace quiet, and really like let your mind just breathe it out, exhale, let your mind exhale. I feel like you're trying to juggle a lot and you want a lot for yourself. So what I see in this new process of expansion, of moving forward, of living life day to day, moment to moment, I see you releasing tensions that caused a lot of friction. Okay, and these aren't even specific. I feel like there's tensions, a little bit of tensions in all the areas of your life right now. You know, and it could be relationships, especially for you Sagittarius risings due to Mars. But anyway, all these little like frictions are going to be brought to your attention. And instead of getting overwhelmed, I think you're leaning into these changes. Yeah, you're really tired of the way things go. And so the way things have been going in certain areas, okay, this could be specific in whatever case. I think you're to a point, and I think Mars brought you to this point after all these months of feeling that same friction, to the point where you're willing to do pretty much anything to propel yourself out of it, like compel yourself to something less depressing, right? Sagittarius, like, you know what? I feel like sometimes we're so optimistic and we get into this roller coaster with ourselves and our body chemistry where we're so optimistic, and then when we feel disappointment, it's like a really deep fall. And that gap between our expectations and reality is getting smaller, right? So our expectations aren't disappointing. You know, we're like opening our eyes to that in new ways, in new areas, okay? Even the most positive Sagittarius, like, I know this Mars stuff has been kind of crazy, but it's been a weird couple years, like I said, since 2021 when our nodes switched and just all that. Yeah, there's like this void state, you know, and I think we're just figuring it out. We're figuring out the void state. Okay, the Ace of Coins, the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Swords. This is really interesting. You see how I said all these areas of your life are kind of like fluid together. The boundaries are almost non-existent because, you know, money ties into everything. Your relationships tie into everything. Okay, the way you work, the way your life flows. Like, I'm seeing like clock wheels spinning, you know what I'm saying? And those need oil. They need to work all cohesively, and that's what's happening to your life right now. And you've been waiting for this for so long. You have this cohesive like oil for your life. Okay, it's a little similar to what I was telling you about last month, but you're gonna see more of that in action, in reality, in your 3D, because it's been buffering, right, in the ethers, and now you're experiencing it because you've believed in yourself, because of that positive side of you. Okay, so this full moon's gonna test that. It's going to ask you, how much do you really believe in it? And it seems sick and cruel. But as long as you know that it's just checking you, it's not telling you you can't have anything. It's just like, are you positive you want this? You positive you want this? And you're going to be like, yeah, I'm positive I want this. And you're going to breathe in, and then you're going to breathe out, and you're going to be confident in your decisions. Okay, and your confidence magnifies when this full moon passes. Like, you have this thing, this tangible, like this emotion, this feeling, this thing that you've created just for yourself, exclusive for times like this when you can see the dream, but you're worried about the how. How can I have these dreams and these aspirations and this money and this fulfillment when I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with? Okay, when you're in this, when you're stressed out over just situations that you're over. Okay, so that's the question. Sagittarius, how? So this is a loaded question because the how really truly isn't up to you. And I know you don't want that answer. I know how frustrating that answer is. It seems as if things are out of your control and you're just left up to the decision and prejudices of the universe, right? That's what I'm getting. But I can tell you that's not the case. Okay, the how. Let's talk about the how. It's the Hierophant. The how is understanding and accepting. Write it down on a sticky note if you have to, that you are evolving as a human being. And your consciousness is going in places that it has never, in this lifetime, ventured to. So when I tell you, that you're going to get this bright idea when you're cleaning your house or doing something mundane, I really mean it. And it's one of those things, you're just going to have to do it to receive it. And that's literally what this card means. It's like there's so many higher powers. The how. The ego is the how. That's the answer. Okay. Ego is the first thing to be like, well, how can we do that when, we got all this shit going on and this is all the reasons why. And the ego is going to give you reasons why it can't work. And the ego is going to stress you out because the ego is just self and it doesn't see beyond what is. It's the heart space, okay? Do some heart opening. I know I personally have had to do a lot of heart work. Do some heart opening exercises, breath work, appreciation, deeper gratitude, be present in, especially like when you eat, when you're cleaning, of course, but like those boring, mundane things that we just sometimes underestimate or rush through or take for granted. Slow down, because those little moments, there's so much gold in all of those little moments. Every time you remember, you're like, oh, it's a little gift. There's a little gift in here for me, and something's going to come to you every time. Okay, and where these might not be earth-shattering experiences for you at first, it's definitely the pathway. Okay, and that's where trust and faith and all that come in. So let's talk more about the how, because I want you to feel confident in moving forward with this. Okay, well, that's faith. Okay, faith is just knowing. Sometimes you have to turn your attention away from what is. Actually, it's not sometimes. You have to turn your attention away from things that trigger you, bother you, hurt you, upset you, make you want to be like this guy and just burn the world down. Okay? That served its purpose and it got you where it got you, and now you want to be somewhere else. So you doing something different is literally the how, and that seems so small and insignificant, but that's part of the eyes opening, okay? It's not small and insignificant, it's major, and you might not be able to go post about it or tell everyone about it without everyone thinking you're fucking crazy, but that's the gift. That's a gift that you give yourself. And you're gonna see pretty quick results. Okay, let me get into some of the astrology. So, after the full moon, so on the 16th, Venus moves into Taurus. I see you getting into everything we talked about from the full moon, and like really deepening your self-love practices. I see you taking, a Sagittarius usually take pretty great care of themselves typically. I see you just going deeper with it, like adding something to a ritual routine. Obviously, you know, if you're doing new stuff in your home life where you're more organized and you have like a cleaning schedule, or like if you have kids, or if you just have a lot of responsibilities within the home, whatever, we all have stuff to do. That is self-love also. So that counts, okay? So you're gonna like really deepen, and Venus is really happy in Taurus. Excuse me. So when things are running smoothly at home and in your environment, in the place where you rest your head, place where you get ready for the day, prepare yourself, you know, that space is sacred. I'm a Cancer rising, but look, that space is very sacred. And I think it's going to happen even deeper towards the end of the month. You might find yourself literally going to the Container Store and buying things on Amazon that just make your life more convenient and luxurious and nice, because you see the value in it, and you know your self concept and worth and esteem is up due to, you know, all of this. But when Mars moves into Cancer, wait, one more thing before then. That has a lot to do with home, okay? But when hold on. Mercury in Aries on the 18th, on the 20th, the sun is in Aries and there's a new moon. What does that mean for you? So much going on. All these videos this month are like 20 minutes. That's too many cards. On the 20th, more moves into Aries, and our planet's already in Aries, don't forget, Jupiter. Am I telling you anything? Do you already know you got this under control? Like, do you already know that you're amazing and everything's working out for you? Because it is. And I think you know that. So yeah, basically after that, everything moves into Aries. We'll have more fire energy. We'll probably feel a lot fresher after March. I see us being just really in good shape by the end of the month. Mars moves into Cancer. It's the last transit I'm talking about until next month. Mars moves into Cancer on the 25th. And that's in our 8th house. And the transformation continues. Like, I really see, I don't see you grinding and struggling and like, you know, this and that, but I do see you with like this immense energy of just pure, like, just Sagittariusness. Like, I don't know, it's very, okay. Basically, I think if you come out at the end of March and you're not in like a substantially better place than the beginning, I think you need to maybe spend some time, real time, by yourself. Because this is coming and it's so natural and it's just so supportive. And yeah, it hurts a little bit at first around the full moon, and like we're irritated and like, yeah, we got some stuff to clean up there. But after that, it's smooth sailing and it's just so supportive for you, Sagittarius. And that if you find yourself at the end of the month, like feeling heartbroken or like, you know, like this and that, it's time to let go of that connection. Okay, you need stability, strength in, you know, your surroundings. Your surroundings are very important. The people you let in are very important. So you might want to check their wristband at the door, because you should be thriving. In the beginning, this is just the beginning. I really think Mars in Cancer for you is going to be just fucking amazing. So if you want a personal reading, on my website, email, all that's below. Email me after you get your reading so that I know where to send your reading afterwards and we just have contact. So, all right, I think that's it. See you.